This is Majin. Here's some comic reviews for you. We have Batman, we have Multiversity, some Daredevil, some Novas, some Magnets, some Avengering, and some Ultimates. Now I'm going to kind of keep this one, some of these kind of short, because not much needs to be said about them, so don't worry about those. Alright, let's take a look at Batman Eternal. First off, I'm reading this beginning part here, and I get to this part right here where you have Batman and Killer Croc and they're doing their thing. There's dimensional portals. They're fighting the bad guy. And then it hit me. This book really seems like a Marvel what if. It's kind of like, what if Killer Croc was Robin? And once I got that in my head, thinking, Batman and Killer Croc fighting crime, fighting the Joker, instead of Joker smashing on Jason Todd's head, Killer Croc is eating the Joker's head. I started to think about things like that, and like the Penguin getting eaten by Killer Croc too. That was kind of enjoyable thought. And then suddenly there's no more crime in Gotham, so Batman has to then have something to do. So he beats up on Killer Croc and makes himself a crocodile bat suit or something to that effect. And once I started going down that dark path, this book just became irrelevant to me. And, I started to come back into the series. When you had the prison fight and you had the murder, Batgirl's looking for the guy who knows something. The guy's dead. I'm like, oh my goodness, what's going to happen? Maybe Batman and Killer Croc will get on the scene and take care of some business. But then when the Red Hood later on is like, oh, don't worry, Batgirl. Batwoman got all the computer data, and Commissioner Gordon is saved. We don't have to worry about it any longer. I'm done with the book. I'm just so done. But some people who like the spoiler may want to read the next issue. Alright, next up is Crisis on Infinite Earths. Issue number 1 by Grant Morrison. And basically what this is Crisis on Infinite Earths redone in the 21st century with updated artwork. You have this great threat, coming to destroy everything, which looks like it's right out of Doctor Strange's book. You have a racial sensitive monitor who's going around and he's basically checking things out. You have their first appearance is on a Marvel world, which gets trashed pretty darn easily. And then eventually what happens is the monitor is pulling people from different worlds. And they go to the satellite, which, I hate to say it, but kind of starts looking like Crisis on Infinite Earths again. Just with a smaller cast. Just saying. Crisis on Infinite Earths. I don't know. And from there, they go on their adventuring, because then they go back and there's like the Fantastic Four rip. There's Doctor Doom rip off here. There's the Hulk rip off. And I'm not really saying, and when I say it's a rip off, I know what they're doing, and Marvel and DC does this to each other all the time, so please don't. I'm not ripping them for that. I'm just kind of ripping them in the sense that this is Crisis on Infinite Earths, and Grant Morrison for the most part did a good job writing it. Rios did a great job illustrating the book. I love seeing Captain Carrot, and there's some really good moments with Captain Carrot. I want to see more of Captain Carrot. But that being said, I just can't get it out of my head. One, this just feels like Crisis, and two, this feels like New Avengers. So I'm going to have issues with reading this book, I think, but I'll stick with it for a while. We'll see what happens. They have top talent on here, so I'm hoping that Grant will pull forth and conquer. All right. Daredevil number 7. The sin that we thought that occurred is not quite the sin that is the truth. And that's when I just also I did that with the book once I found out. Now that being said, everything leading up to the truth is actually kind of interesting. It was really good, the way Daredevil outplayed the Black Panther and stuff. So all that was great stuff, fantastic, and I applaud. Wade did a great job, but the twist to the lie, the sin. Nova number 20. No surprises with the dad there. Overall, it's a standard Nova issue, but I think at least the sin seems like it's doing something because, Nova's on the path to find his dad. And so I can appreciate that part of it. Any book with Rocket Raccoon is a plus for me. I think also they took some really quick liberties here and there just to move the story along. But overall, it's a decent read. It's not going to win awards. It's not going to win fans. But, at least it didn't suck, right? Okay, Mr. Magnet Man. Fantastic cover. This is a truly nice cover. Now, S.H.I.E.L.D. hot on his heels. Looking for mutant growth hormone people, dealers. Even though I'm kind of hesitant with this, I really enjoyed the book because basically what it is it shows this place with S.H.I.E.L.D. and then it gives you the ending, which something good is about to happen. And it can either be a force of good or it's going to be Magneto's downfall. And I'm leaning probably towards it's going to be his downfall. But Magneto actually, I don't have a lot of positive things to say about this book in general. Just for this review, I will say that this is actually one of the stronger mutant titles. It's a pretty solid book. It's just that this book in particular just didn't make me go, oh my god, that was just freaking amazing, because it was still a solid read. It's basically the story wasn't the important part. It was what's happened at the end that's important. And that payout was pretty good overall, I thought. And this is definitely trade-worthy. Highly recommend Magneto. I'm going to save this one for last. Alright. New Ultimates. Marvel. I understand that you put out a lot of books each month. I understand Photoshop gets used a lot. But do you think you might be able to just pay your colorist just a little bit more money to maybe break up the colors a little bit? And it's kind of like while yes, it's true, they look like they're in a fire, it doesn't give you that sense of heat, that sense of danger. It's just kind of I'm going to click that color fill, click that color fill, click that fill, and maybe I'll just kind of do this a little bit here, and fill. Done. And Scourge looks like the Red Skull. This is not going to be one of those books that's going to win people over. That's all you have to say about that. New Avengers number 23. This book almost landed on the good of the week, but then I thought, you know what? I can't give it to this because Miss Marvel was a little bit better. Here's the deal. They know the incursion's going to happen again, right after the last issue. None of the heroes is willing to sell their souls, so to speak, to destroy another world. So they basically just go, they're going to die, Banner goes to the where they blew up the bomb and has himself a cold one. Beast tells Young Beast what he did and confesses his sins, and Young Beast is like, are you fucking out of your mind? Why the hell did you bring me to this hellhole? You stole my youth, You have Tony looking at alcohol. You have, there's a lot of You have Black Panther getting a booty call. You know, there's a lot of interesting things going on here. Nice things. You know, it's like basically settling accounts, so to speak. You know, you have Reed wanting to spend time with his children, and then when the world is supposed to be done, it continues. So then they have the meeting, and then they go. Black Bolt is the only one that happens to go, hey, where's Namor? And the last 2 pages, 3 pages, is freaking phenomenal. Now I can go into a little bit more about why I don't think this was the greatest book. While the last pages are a copy of something that occurred earlier, Hickman has raised the bar and just drew me in. I cannot wait to see what happens next. The Cabal is going to be freaking awesome when everybody meets for the big battle. Awesome. Anyways, that is my comic reviews for the week. Let me know what you guys bought. What did you guys like? And I'll have some more reviews later. Watch Tiger and Bunny, so I gotta do a review for that. And like, share, and Facebook Crunchyroll anime reviews over there, and more stuff later. So until next time.